Riverwood, I haven't seen you in ages. It's been a while. Okay, so... I mean, I could just head back to Whiterun, but since I'm here, I might as well stop off here in the Sleeping Giant. Because that... Wait. Whoever's got the horn is supposed to...
Take a seat and get the cold out.
Will do. Whoever's got the horn is supposed to be here. Hello?
I'm the innkeeper. It's my business to keep track of strangers.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, you'll be interested to know that I'm here to rent the attic room.
Attic room, eh? Well, we don't have an attic room, but you can have the one on the left. Make yourself at home.
Oh boy, I can't imagine. Hey,
What?
Goldir. Come on.
What?
Take a seat.
Will do.
Follower interaction is a little bit awkward in this game. I just want Goldir off my back for the moment.
Nope, not possible.
Oh, you don't like the bench, huh? Talk about being a pain. Fine, don't sit down, Goldir. Be like that. I'm just telling you, this is a one-man bed, and you're not sleeping with me. Go ahead and take a quick nap.
So you're the Dragonborn I've been hearing so much about. I think you're looking for this. We need to talk. Follow me.
Oh my god, that frickin'... Okay, aside of the awkward nature of that, and the fact that Goldir keeps following me... Jesus! Sven! Shut up! Hey!
Feindal thinks he can woo Camilla Valerius away from me. She's already mine, I keep telling him.
That's great, Sven. But I need to make a request.
Sure. What can I do for you?
Stop playing.
Sure. My voice could use a rest.
Yeah, I bet it could. Jesus. Alright, now, Goldir, listen.
We've stopped. What is it?
We're in an inn. Go ahead, take a load off.
Go on ahead. I'll stand guard.
Oh my god. Too much all at once in a tiny little space. Alright, finally.
Now we can talk.
That would have been a lot more dramatic if I had been able to come in here, like, in a properly timed fashion. Although it is pretty cool to have a false back on one of the wardrobes. I don't think that that's... I think this is the only place in the game where that is a thing. Get rid of that tankard. Wine is one of the greatest things that you can pick up in this game because it sells so well.
The Greybeards seem to think you're the Dragonborn. I hope they're right.
So... Certainly didn't expect to find you as the one who lifted the horn out of the barrow.
Surprised? I guess I'm getting pretty good at my harmless innkeeper act.
Indeed. But what's with all the subterfuge? You wouldn't be up to all this cloak and dagger without a reason.
You can't be too careful. Thalmor spies are everywhere.
Thalmor, eh? Can't say that I've dealt with them too much, but I'm getting more suspicious that this is a higher stakes game than I thought. What do you want with me?
I didn't go to all this trouble on a whim. I needed to make sure it wasn't a Thalmor trap. I am not your enemy. I already gave you the horn. I'm actually trying to help you. I just need you to hear me out.
I'm standing here because I'm willing to listen to you. Start talking.
Like I said in my note, I've heard that you might be Dragonborn. I'm part of a group that's been looking for you. Well, someone like you, for a very long time. If you really are Dragonborn, that is. Before I tell you any more, I need to make sure I can trust you.
Trust me? I'm not the one running around stealing artifacts out of barrows just to get someone's attention. How do I know I can trust you?
If you don't trust me, you were a fool to walk in here in the first place.
Touché. You're nothing if not observant. So, tell me, why take the horn from Ustengrav?
I knew the Greybeards would send you there if they thought you were Dragonborn. They're nothing if not predictable. When you showed up here, I knew you were the one the Greybeards sent, and not some Thalmor plant.
Yes, the Thalmor. seem to be returning to them quite a bit.
Yes. We're very old enemies. And if my suspicions are correct, they might have something to do with the dragons returning. But that isn't important right now. What is important is that you might be Dragonborn.
Alright, so... you have interest in the Dragonborn, and the Thalmor are after you. And you quite clearly want to be speaking to the real McCoy. All that's left to answer is why you are so interested in the Dragonborn.
We remember what most don't, that the Dragonborn is the ultimate dragon slayer. You're the only one that can kill a dragon permanently by devouring its soul. Can you do it? Can you devour a dragon's soul?
Huh. Well, I don't know about devouring a dragon's soul. I would describe it as more... after a dragon falls to me, its flesh burns in an ethereal fire. And the mystic smoke which rises off its corpse is absorbed by me. Again, I don't know so much about souls being devoured, but I suppose that's one way to put it. And that's how I learned that I was Dragonborn in the first place.
Good, and you'll have a chance to prove it to me soon enough.
Prove it, hey? You're still not telling me everything. What are you leaving out?
Dragons aren't just coming back. They're coming back to life. They weren't gone somewhere for all these years. They were dead, killed off centuries ago by my predecessors. Now something's happening to bring them back to life, and I need you to help me stop it.
Back to life? I'll give you that dragons have been gone for a very long time, but what makes you think that they're coming back to life?
I know they are. I visited their ancient burial mounds and found them empty, and I figured out where the next one will come back to life. We're going to go there, and you're going to kill that dragon. If we succeed, I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Dragon burial mounds? Don't tell me. How did you figure all of this out?
You should know. You got the map for me. The Dragonstone you got for Farengar, remember?
Of course. You were the one up in Dragon's Reach, in the Court Mage's chambers when I returned with it. Never thought that getting that slate would come back to me, though.
So you were paying attention. I arranged to have Farengar recover the Dragonstone for me. It's what I do. I make things happen from behind the scenes. After all, here you are.
So it's true then. The Dragonstone was a map, just as Secret Fire told me.
Yes. A map of ancient dragon burial sites. I've looked at which ones are now empty. The pattern is pretty clear. It seems to be spreading from the southeast, starting in the Gerals near Riften. The one near Kinesgrove is next, if the pattern holds.
So let me see if I've got this right. You have a vested interest in the Dragonborn, because only he can truly kill dragons, whom you believe are being resurrected from their graves across the landscape. You are aware of how crazy this sounds, right?
A few years ago, I said almost the same thing to a colleague of mine. Well, it turned out he was right and I was wrong.
Well then. I would argue with you, but then again, if it wasn't for a dragon suddenly appearing, my head would have been chopped off, and shortly thereafter I discovered that I could consume dragon souls. So, you have me. Where are we headed?
Kinesgrove. There's an ancient dragon burial near there. If we can get there before it happens, maybe we'll learn how to stop it.
Alright then. Let's go kill a dragon.
I need to get into my traveling gear. Give me a minute and I'll be ready.
Just take these.
That's better. Let's get on the road to Kinesgrove. Orgnar, I'm traveling. You've got the inn till I get back.
Right. Happy trails.
Goldir, it's time to move.
Lead the way.
Kinesgrove is this way. We can travel together or split up and meet there. Your choice.
I need to take a different route, so I'll meet you there. This cave is long enough. Never thought that having to run through an empty cave would feel like such a task. Hello, Barbas. Good to see that you're still around. Still sitting around like I've pretty much left him sitting there for 3 weeks now. Oh, this Imperial. Yes, boots. Okay. So, let us chat with Clavicus. Hello.
Ah, you've got the axe. And my dog. Splendid.
Indeed, Clavicus, I've returned with your axe and your hound. Now it's time for you to fulfill your end of the bargain.
Excellent work. A hero and his faithful companion retrieving the ancient artifact for the prince. It's almost storybook. Ah, but it almost seems a shame to give a weapon like that away, doesn't it? I suppose I could be persuaded to let you keep it. But only if you use the axe to kill Barbas. Simple as that.
Clavicus, I'm not one of your worshippers. I'm not a devout follower by any measure. We made a deal. Now, take your hound back and take the axe that you told me to get. Honor the deal as it stands.
Huh. You're no fun at all. Guess I'll have to make my own fun elsewhere. And with the pup back, I'll be restored to my full power. There's a whole world just waiting for me! I knew I could trust you. Yeah, dog gets master, master gets cosmic axe. Everyone's happy. Just get over here, mutt. Don't worry, I'll make sure he sees the light. I trusted you, now you trust me. Ah, that feels so much better. You forget how nice supreme power feels until you've been stuck in a cave for a few years. It's a shame you wished for something so dull as me taking back the mutt. Quite the lack of imagination on your part. A lack of ambition like that really ought to be punished. Perhaps by turning you into a worm, or maybe a few decades of... Oh, fine. Have my boon and be done with it. Got more interesting deals to make anyway.
The Mask of Clavicus Vile, finally. Well, I mean, this was an interesting little, like, detour along the road. I didn't expect to find such a... I don't know, sometimes these little pocket caves where it's just like one single chamber, it's not a dungeon, it's just a single thing. It's basically really shallow. It's an incredibly shallow experience going into one of those dungeons. Or a cave that small. Sometimes it's really, really fun, and I do quite enjoy it. It's like, yeah, hey, I don't have to, like, do an enormous amount of inventory management just to go inside of here. It's just, no, it's just a cave that's a bear den. Okay, Everstead is the other way. Oh my god. Did the summon... Oh. Crap. Did the summon run out, or... Well, either way, Everstead, here we come. Or Iverstead. I can't remember how it was said. I remember asking whenever I first visited Iverstead, it's like, yeah, how exactly is this town supposed to be said? And I know that there were comments about it, but God knows. Pfft, me committing any of that to memory? You're expecting a little bit too much out of me. I will say words wrong to the ends of the earth if that's the way that I always said them at the beginning. Like, a good example would be Tedior. One of the gun manufacturers from Borderlands 2. I never actually heard it said until... Oh, easy guard. I never heard it said until after I made the guide. So when I made a gun guide for Borderlands 2, they said, I was saying Tedior, because I thought that's how you were supposed to say it, not Tedior, so...
Trouble?
Alright.
What are you thinking? Maybe I'm the dragon.
Temba should be right up here. Here we go. Hey, Temba. Temba!
Here for work? Get an axe and bring me all the wood you can chop.
I would, Temba, but that's not what I'm here for. Remember, you asked me to thin out the pack of bears around? Well, job's done. Here are 10 pelts, just like you asked.
Nice to finally meet someone who can follow simple instructions. Here's your reward, as promised. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to get back to work.
Right. Best of luck to you, Temba. I hope your mill succeeds.
If you get a chance, kill a few more bears for me, will you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if I run across them. Alright, now to return the horn. Long frickin' trek up the mountain. Ugh. They really do make this mountain feel cold. My god. Even though I'm, you know, in a nice climate-controlled office as I'm doing this. Anyway. God, all the frickin' graybeards look the same. Hey man. Hello? I don't think Bori talks. I recognize your name, pal. Sorry, I forgot. You're not the one who represents everyone else. It's a little bit ironic that the graybeards, it's like, yeah, the weakest graybeard is the one who speaks, because he won't shout you to pieces. Arngeir.
Ah, you've retrieved the horn of Jörgen Wimcaller. Well done. You have now passed all the trials. Come with me. It is time for us to recognize you formally as Dragonborn.
Well, I mean, hey. After you. You ready for this, Goldir? Actually, Goldir, you were not here for my first visit. Lydia was still with me. So, like, this should be quite the treat for you. You get to see one of the most rare things where a Dragonborn is inducted into High Hrothgar and recognized by the Greybeards. I mean, that's something you don't see every day.
Ready to learn the final word of unrelenting force, Da, which means push. Da.
Ooh.
With all three words together, this shout is much more powerful. Use it wisely. Master Wulfgar will now gift you with his knowledge of Da.
This is a very awkward feeling that I don't know that I'm comfortable with.
You have completed your training, Dragonborn. We would speak to you. Stand between us and prepare yourself. Few can withstand the unbridled voice of the Greybeards, but you are ready.
How difficult. Oh. I'm lucky that. That'd make me a bit nauseous. Ooh. Oh.
Dovahkiin, you have tasted the voice of the Greybeards and passed through unscathed. High Hrothgar is open to you.
Oh. Arngeir. Hey.
Sky, guard you.
What was that just now? That ceremony, what were you shouting at me?
We spoke the traditional words of greeting to a Dragonborn who has accepted our guidance. The same words were used to greet the young Talos when he came to High Hrothgar, before he became the Emperor Tiber Septim.
Oh. But what did you actually say?
Ah, I sometimes forget you are not versed in the dragon tongue as we are. This is a rough translation. Long has the storm crown languished, with no worthy brow to sit upon. By our breath we bestow it now to you in the name of Kyne in the name of Shor, and in the name of Atmora of old. You are Ismir now, the Dragon of the North. Hearken to it.
I shall. Is there any more for me to learn? Anything else you can teach me about the voice?
You have learned so much already, Dragonborn. Growing your gift too quickly would be dangerous. But there are many words of power in Skyrim, carved in the dragon tongue. Even from here we can feel the Thu'um resonate from them. Finding these lost words would be a sufficient test to temper your abilities with experience. Ask when you are ready to search.
I wish for your guidance. Please, help me.
We have felt the whisper of a word. Give me your map and I will show you where its echo can be found.
Thank you, Arngeir. I shall be on my way. Sky above, voice within.
Breath and focus.
Alright, well, with the ceremony done, I'm heading back to Whiterun.